Welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric,
I'm Jake.
and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of Zombicide Undead or Alive from CMON Games. This is not my copy. This is Jake's copy. He was kind enough to wait a week at the time of filming to let us go through and unbox it, and I had to talk him into being on camera.
I'm happy to be here, though.
Yep, it's his game, so I didn't want to deprive him of removing all the plastics. So this is just the core box sitting here, but we do have behind us and all over the place all the other boxes that we'll bring out during the course of this unboxing. So let's just go ahead and get to it.
All right.
Hand that to you. You can do the first cut there. So I did not back this Kickstarter. The only reason I was actually going back through the Kickstarter page to see why, because I regret it now highly, is because both, I think, Marvel United X-Men and Masters of the Universe had both been announced. And so I was kind of like waiting for those to actually launch. And I think the day after this closed is when they said Marvel United X-Men was coming out. And since I already had all Marvel United, I didn't want to spend a ton of money on multiple Kickstarters. So, or multiple expensive Kickstarters at one time. So, yeah. That is why I didn't get this, unfortunately.
I backed it because of the theme, zombies and West, two things I like. So,
Yep. I mean, Westerns, I should have gotten it because it's my grandfather's favorite genre, but rest in peace. Anyway, so Zombicide Undead Alive. We got some nice box art here on the front. We got, let's see, some more shots there, logos and player counts and all that stuff. I think it's basically the same exact shot on every side. So then you got the back of the box with the game contents, little, I guess, backstory as to why we're hunting zombies in the Old West, as well as a shot of all the components here and recommendation for the Game Genic cards that they recommend you purchase for this. Pretty sure it's a lot. So yeah, and apparently you have to be 14 to kill zombies.
I'm older.
Or older. So, all right. So put that right there. Let's go ahead and maybe open this box. There we go. All right. You go through your box there. We got apparently the rule book.
Great content. Rules and mission guide.
So let's see here. I got the mission guide. There's a lot thicker box than or book than the Marvel Zombies Heroes Resistance because a lot more stuff going on. But we got, like I said, going through rules, game components. Was that other? Yep. I guess going through all the other zombicides that you can possibly get or want or desire. How to set up the game initially, basics of gameplay, probably tells you in here what that train is for, movement, so forth. The book itself, I think what the missions get to. It goes over the classes as well. Nope, that's still more stuff on the game. Spawn piles, all that stuff. Equipment traits, special zones, so
Classes.
yeah.
There's
So
missions.
finally get to the missions are going to be about 44 pages in of a 59, 60 page rule book. So not too many rules, just a lot.
A lot of illustrations too on the pages. So.
Yeah. Which is good because, like I said, the only Zombicide game I have ever played is Marvel Zombies Heroes Resistance, the one you can get on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or wherever else. And that one, there were a bunch of rules in there where I was very glad that the illustrations were there kind of pointing out where stuff was. So I think this is the box of all the miniatures on top.
This is all the miniatures.
All right, so this is all the miniatures for the base game. So it's multiple trays here. So all these
The survivors in the orange.
that orange or like a brownish color.
Eh,
And then all I think these are the walkers.
the walkers are
On top.
so darker gray.
So there's that. We'll hide that there for the moment. There's the next area here. It's another. Actually, we can't even get to that tray, so we got to get this way.
The dashboards in plastic.
Which is one thing I wish Heroes Resistance had. These are actually very nice.
Way to track your progress and hold all your content.
Yep. So all your XP down here. These are going to be the slots, hand slots for your weapons. Your dashboard is going to go up here. Other cards go up here. I'm not sure what they're going to go for. At some point when we actually do a gameplay, we'll find that out. But and then on top of the dashboards, I'm realizing is your player cards. So we'll open those up in a minute. Here, we'll send them off to the side as we try to get through everything else. That's a very interesting spot for that. These are all the different
items and zombie cards.
Yeah, item cards, the spawn cards, and all the other stuff there. So we'll kind of rip those open soon. And then, spoiler, I guess this is the Abomination that comes with the main game.
Yep, the only one.
Only one. So there's that right there, differentiating in a nice red color. Put him here. Your wooden dice.
Yeah.
I'll try those out. All your pegs.
Shaped like dynamite, I believe.
They are shaped like dynamite. That's actually pretty cool. I didn't notice that on the Kickstarter. Feel all right?
Feel pretty good. Nice lightweight wooden dice, but they have a nice roll spread out on them.
All right. Oh, these are I never know what they call these. The base covers.
The rings for the bases, so you know which character you're controlling if you're playing with multiple people.
Yep. These are definitely smaller than Marvel Zombies, so we'll say that. Those are, I think the miniatures are a little bit bigger. The bases are definitely bigger in that game. So there's those right there. I think this is this is one whole covering tray here, or tray topper. Empty there. And then the rest of this box looks as though it is all the other walkers, the runners, and the fatties, yeah. So various different sculpts for those. And there, and then yeah, they've got inside. I don't know if you can see that in there, but it is basically how to organize the tray. Same on this side. Basically what goes in each tray and how many of each thing there's supposed to be in tray number 1 and tray number 2. So put that off to the side. And then we got all the various locations here. Locations, spawn points that go on the board, other items, the exit.
Tokens.
Yeah. So you can take these if you want to open that up, sir. Hand you back your knife. Ah. Drawing blood on this unboxing video. I already like the artwork that is on some of these things. That Dead Horse is very graphic there. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll start working on the cards too.
Yeah.
So, wow, the wagon fell out. So we have the spawn points on here. I believe that's what these are. Different give place to different aspects of the board, so that way you know exactly where, when it's time to spawn all the zombies, where they're going to go. The objective crates, they're all red X's on this side, blue and a green one on the other side for the hidden objectives. Specific tokens for the game, the wagon. Then let's put that off to the side here. Looks like the parts of the train are going to be 3 separate pieces here. And then I guess when you're not using the train, it is a bloody track. So there's that there. And then these are the different locations. So double-sided locations. Like I said, some very nice artwork. The differentiation here on the board for the split up the zones and whatnot. So each side has a different picture on there. You said you did not get the extra tiles, right?
I did not go with the double tile set or the 7 to 12 player expansion, but everything else, other than the extra dice.
Nice.
And some of the tiles have an upstairs, so you can have a different vantage point as well.
That's what these are, right? You go upstairs to here to the thing there.
Because line of sight is important.
Yes, it is. All right, and there's all these different. I can't remember some of the other expansions have tiles, right?
Yes,
I believe
the steampunk has its own tile set because there's steam related.
The saloon. I don't know why, but I always think of like you ever see Goof Troop?
Yeah,
they did one where it was like Old West or whatever, and Goofy goes to the saloon, and it's like their hairdressers or whatever, and he's like there to like clean up the town, and he cleaned off the sign where you actually can see the other O, and so they're like, "This isn't a salon, it's a saloon." It's like, I don't know why.
Gotta love Goof Troop.
Got to love Goof Troop. So, all right, at the well,
Looks like
watering hole,
some watering hole.
not corrupted by zombies. There's apparently all the body bags. Oof. More body bags than the grocery. Right there. So, 2 more tiles. Double tile there. Alright, apparently another pile of corpses over there. And so I will say not as colorful. Again, the only reference I have is going to be Marvel Zombies. It's not as colorful, but again, it's an Old West feeling. So you're gonna have a lot of browns, dirt roads. The artwork is very good, despite it's not gonna be a very like super colorful.
Kind of sepia tone.
Yes. So there's those. Where I'm assuming in this part of the tray here is where all these tokens are gonna end up being.
I believe so.
So.
Here are some characters.
So we got the characters right here. We got, and I guess the back of these cards is going to go in a little more of the specific rules for
backstory.
Yeah, or not backstory as much, but like different rules for like their different abilities, like the charge ability and stuff like that. So we've got Carl, Concepcion. Was it the you got the Brawler, the Faithful, the Townfolk. There's a 4th class. What is it? Gunslinger. That's what it is. Got Hannah here. Henry, apparently the old prospector. So, Jeb, the
looks like the barkeep.
Barkeep. Jimmy, the home defender. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. The home defender right there. It's explained on the back what that is. Apparently a little urchin, Cassie, May, Meg, Molly, Pablito, Thomas, Trixie, and Turner. So I believe it's 4 of each class.
I think so.
In here, yeah, 4 of each class. There's 4 classes. So, I think if you are going to be sleeving these cards, there's a specific sleeve size that I think only Sleeve Kings has. If you decide to sleeve these cards, you're not going to handle these as much during the course of a game, but you're going to definitely handle the rest of the cards more.
The little dashboard spot there.
Yep. And you're not going to, you're going to do that every so often, but you're going to keep it there. So, yep. All right. So we got all the various items.
Here's some of the Walker cards.
Yep. And so if you haven't played a Zombicide game before, the way this works on the track is when you're after the zombies go, at least again, I'm comparing it to Marvel Zombies, I'm sorry. After the zombies have gone, you spawn new zombies, and they go by the experience track here. So in the blue part of the track, this walker would only spawn 2, but if someone is in the yellow, you would spawn 4. If someone's in the 8, you would, or I'm sorry, someone's in the orange, you would spawn 8 in this case. And if you're already at 43 experience points, you would score, you would spawn 10 zombies in here. So, yep, those are the different things for the zombies. The brute spawn cards, the runner spawn cards. Kind of mix them up. There's also usually special spawns back here. Yep, spawning the abominations there. Extra activation. So, yep, there's all the cards there.
That's information about the particular abomination.
Yep, so it says no special rule on there, so he doesn't have any additional rules. I'm sure some of the other ones will, and from the Kickstarter and whatnot. So, but it's nice to give you an extra card to kind of go over those rules.
These, I believe, are starting items because they're gray. They're kind of common.
Okay, so yeah, they got the old timer there. Yeah, these are basically the same card. Frying pan. Springfield shotgun. So yeah, these are probably definitely the starting items for the different classes and whatnot, and then all the ones that you can actually find doing the search. So Colt's got dynamite, a lot of dynamite, some holy water, a knife, a machete, pickaxe, bullets, plenty of shells, Remington, sawed off. So yeah, these are all the various. Not sure what water's for, but I think the faithful can actually. I know holy water gets rid of the spawn points.
Yeah.
The whole faithful can just use regular water to do that. And gain 3 AP. So, all right. So yeah, those are all those cards. Anything?
And there's some special bounty weapons that you can get by completing objectives.
Yep. Coach gun. These are, whereas all the other piles we've looked at so far are the same, multiple copies of the same weapon. These are definitely, definitely special weapons because there's only one of each in here. So,
and then the last two is the Gatling gun and the wagon.
Yeah, so the rules for those 2 things. So yeah, they have the rules on the back of what they do.
Again, those are going to be missions specific.
All right, so that is everything in the core box. So let's get everything packed up back here, and I'll let you pick out what we're going to do next. All right, so this is the Running Wild expansion here. This is the one that adds the horse riders, yeah, to that. Thank you, sir. This is the one that adds the characters that have horses with them.
So it gives you a few more survivors, 6 in total, a new abomination, and then also the survivors on horseback, which give them extra movement stuff. And I believe
we throw the pots around. Okay. I still don't know what this is for. I'm assuming to keep something safe.
I think it's a cheat guide for customs, so that way they don't have to have the back of the box for every country different. They can specifically just print out a sheet to get through customs a little bit easier.
There you go. That actually makes sense. So we're gonna open up the Running Wild. I already opened it.
Gonna unbox.
Gonna unbox Running Wild. All right, put the cap there. So they give you a little rules booklet. It's only 2 pages long, 3 pages long here for the how you switch from the standard mode to the rider mode. The box does come with, that fell out. I believe this comes with the rider version and the rider on horseback version, and then these are the
tokens to use when you are dismounted.
Yep. But there's also a box in here somewhere has you can.
You have the miniatures in a plain little white box. They were extra, totally unnecessary to the game, but if you wanted to add that plasticky feel and not have some cardboard tokens out there.
Yeah. You can identify yours a little easier. Oh, I don't know. I guess you'd identify yours a little easier, that one, except for you don't know what color it is because they're all orange here.
Yeah.
So that's if you're going to paint them.
I believe you would have to try and tell by the saddle colors. But then, again, depending on your position at the table, you might have to adjust your point of view a little bit.
No, with that said, they do have the bases there, so you're kind of basically stuck with the. If you wanted to do that, you're going to be stuck with the color. So like green to here, red to here, blue to that one, and then after that, it's kind of iffy.
Like purple.
So we got Roberto, Abby. Nice rolling away. Roberto, Abby, Mitchell, Amelia, Ollie, and Tyler. And some rules in the back for writer mode, which look like they're all the same. Yep. Yeah, all the same on that one. So, got that.
The Abomination has a special rule.
The Nightmare Horse. All zombies dealing 1 wound deal 2 wounds instead. So that's terrifying. There's only one Abomination here, right?
Yeah. Correct.
So I'm not going to open that necessarily. So, yep, there's a special rule for that Abomination. Let's see. That must be. I don't know if that's a spawn card or not. So, finding the next one.
Well, this is just the extra that went with this expansion. It's another rider, Sister Temperance,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just her miniature on the horse or donkey in her case, and her spawn card or her character card with a little bit of information about her and her abilities.
Nice. These are the rings that go around the bases for the horse versions, so that you have that for each one of them, and like I said, you can try to match it up with the saddle on there, so that way you can try to color code a little bit better, so we can identify whose is whose. And so there is the miniatures here. This is pretty detailed. That Nightmare Horse, I like it a lot. So yeah, you can see the ribs on there. I didn't actually look that closely at the other ones, but this is terrifying. I'd be terrified to paint this one. So let's look at a couple different of the other characters here. These, I actually do really like how detailed these are.
They're very nice.
Yes. Very, very nice. That cape flapping in the wind over there. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a Lone Ranger type with a mask or just a bandit of some sort. But, and then where's the, oh. Well, I have a donkey, or is that one?
This is the sister. Yeah, that's why I opened that one, so we could get the donkey.
That is amazing. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite ones.
None with shotgun riding the donkey.
Only in the Old West.
Her backstory is interesting. She used to work in the docks out east and got into a little bit of trouble. So her options were to go to prison or join a convent. So she chose to join the convent and went out west spreading the good word.
Good word of how to not get put in jail. All right. So we're going to put those back on there. All right. We have a ways to go, folks, here. Ways to go. So I'm going to... How did this go back on? That was over here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. technical difficulties. There we go.
Well,
So-
I think we should go ahead and look at some of the abominations.
Ooh. Yes, we should. I think they assume on this one you're gonna put them back in the holder every time so they don't flap around. All right.
So this is the dead stock abomination pack. Here. 4 extra abominations, all animal themed.
Yeah.
Most of the animals had the common sense to get out of the way of the zombies. These ones did not.
All right. Oh. There's the dead stock there. The rules. Oh, cards. It's stuck. It's stuck. All right. So. Yep. All right. So you got the rules for the different ones here: the Blood Bowl, the Bison, the Texas Deadhorn, and the Abominable. The Abominable Bear. So it is the Abominable. And yes, of course, they're going to tape that. So let's find out where the tape is. If you want to go through those cards there.
So the Blood Bowl, if it has line of sight on its destination zone, the Blood Bowl moves up to 3 zones per activation to reach it. Kind of like a charging bull.
Mm-hmm.
The Bison deals 1 wound to each survivor standing in zone it moves into. Spawning does not count as a move. So you want to try and stay out of its way. The Texas Deadhorn, melee actions performed in the Texas Deadhorn zone and rain actions aimed at its zone cost 1 additional action. The Obama Bear, immediate proof performs an extra activation each time it survives a melee action targeting it, or a rain action aimed at its zone. You're going to want to hit that one hard and fast so you knock it out.
These are actually very nicely detailed figures. I don't see any blemishes or anything that from manufacturing on here. I think I can't figure out which one my favorite is in this box.
I like the Bison.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Bison or the Texas Deadhorn. One of those two. He's probably the biggest one. He's the heftiest one.
Yeah,
that's definitely all solid, solid plastic in there. But it's down to one of these as far as the look of them. I'll probably hate them all when we eventually play.
Oh, definitely.
But all right, let's get the cat back on here.
I think we should move on to the other expansion. This is a campaign expansion, which adds new survivor type.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Gears and Guns.
Gears and Guns. This was kind of the selling point for me because of the extras that came with this specific expansion. Totally a rip-off of Marty McFly and Doc from Back to the Future 3.
Yes.
Which we'll get to that soon.
That was definitely in the pro column for why I wanted to get it. That and the Three Amigos references. And
if you followed the campaign or if you look at the campaign, you can totally see all the different spoofs on Western type. We got the rule book here.
Yeah, all the different Age of Steam. It's going through all the different advanced rules for the new items, new weapons and whatnot. There'll probably be some stuff in here. Yep, new class, the Engineer, new equipment traits. So, like I said, I didn't see any of this earlier. It had armor. There was no armor in the other ones that I could see. It was all just guns and the holy water and thoughts and prayers. So, a steam knife. So, and then I'm assuming that Steam's going to play it and part in it with some of the equipment and everything like that.
It's hard to have steampunk without steam, so they added some tiles to.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess the campaign starts here on page 17. So it talks about travel companions and that kind of stuff. Yep, there's the different scenarios, objective cards. So Won't spoil too much of that. All right, and then apparently new skills. Where the yeah, so like it's at least 10, unless there's a 0. Yeah, just 10. 10 missions on here. There's no 0 mission on here, unless there's one on the website. So, and then this is actually nice. Game round summary. I didn't see it on the other book. I may not have been paying attention though. They should have it on the other book, but yeah. So player phase, zombie phase, end phase. This game does have like the noise thing, where you can't, they go toward the noise. The Marvel zombies, at least the Heroes Resistance one, didn't have that aspect. Looks like these are where the Steam shoots out. Other tokens on here. Apparently some kind of a Steam
gauge.
Yeah. Another special spawn type there. So, yep. So, dirty side or road side and Steam side. All right.
Okay.
There is that. This is, I'm assuming, the campaign book.
A pad to keep track of your stats along the campaign.
Mm-hmm. So equipment kept, posse, experience, campaign skills and whatnot. So, all right. And so I guess you keep this one for each player, so you can keep track through the different scenarios and stuff like that. I don't know why I'm saying it as scenario, but it's early.
It is.
Not really,
There's some new tiles to go with it. If you wanted to make some special campaigns and stuff like that, you can mix and match.
You're rough with your games. All the things are all over the place.
You know.
So those look like
these are objective cards to the different missions, because they have a little number at the top corner for which mission it goes with, and one of them has reveal when a survivor has line of sight on this card. So find out what that is for when we get to that point. This one has its own special dice as well.
Ah, yes. Are they wooden though?
I don't think they're the wooden like the base game.
Okay.
Little rivets for the steam gauge.
Bounty weapons and other weapons are in there. And this is, I think, the rest of the items, and then the spawn cards. And so these are the kind of different tiles they have on here. There's, I think, going off the other numbering system.
Yeah, it went through 1 through 9 on the base set, so this goes 10 through.
It's actually going 13 through 18, so there's a couple other ones somewhere that we missed.
Might be in the stretch goal box.
Probably. So there's those. You can definitely see like little steam engines and stuff like that throughout these tiles. So again, I'm pretty sure you can make your own scenarios too, so you can just mix and match these all over the place. Yes, that's where the steam would come out there, or maybe not. I don't know. Something didn't last long in that room. Let's see. Looks like a mine cart. Is there a mine in this one, or is that just where it ends there?
Couldn't be the entrance to a mine.
Yeah, there's probably not any. Well, yeah, there's no mine in here, so. And you can tell from the wall here, that's just where it stops. So you basically just go in this room and you're cornered. Okay, because this is probably inside of a fort or something like that. I think that's what that is. So, yeah. So I like where they actually have the windows and everything kind of shining in here. So they did a very good job on the artwork for this game.
A lot of detail. Just little minor things that.
And food and drink there. It's a very small general store. I like how they have like all these body bags in here of holding stuff, and then that's where the zombies are going to come out because turn. So
We look at the abomination at least
Sure.
on this one. And
Yes,
take
yes.
a look at those dice, see how different they feel from.
First ones, while you're opening up those cards, I'm going to figure out where they hid the tape on this one. Right here. Did you watch many westerns when you were younger, or even now?
It was probably my dad's favorite genre of film. So I remember growing up watching, The Magnificent Seven, um, Butch Cassidy and Sundance, all sorts of other Clint Eastwood. It didn't matter. He'd always, even if he'd watched it the day before, he'd watch it again. And so that kind of drew me to this particular setting for Zombicide, since it is one of the more recent iterations but also the theme of it.
There's that abomination right there. There's Wrench holding up there. Very nicely detailed. I still like the other abominations better. The Bison.
Yeah.
But these are just because they're a lot heftier. Heftier and a lot more detail because of that. I didn't watch many westerns as a kid. Probably one of my favorites is Tombstone.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
There you go. But my grandfather, God rest his soul, he was obsessed with westerns. I think when we got cable, the main channel he got was the Western Channel. Like every night, you just heard Bonanza, Gunsmoke, Lone Gunman, The Rifleman. Like it would just. Favorite movie was Blazing Saddles.
Classic.
For many reasons that I won't go through on camera, but that was definitely his favorite movie. The campfire scene was his favorite one. If you've seen the movie, you probably can guess why. So yeah, very nicely detailed miniatures. I think I want to say these are a little bit smaller than Marvel Zombies. The bases are definitely smaller, but even with how small these miniatures are, I would almost say these are probably the same size, if not bigger, than like a standard D&D miniature. But they are definitely a lot more detailed. And I don't see many like mold lines and stuff like that on the ones we've looked at. And nothing's like snapped at us like, hey, this is, something's wrong here and whatnot. So, so far all these look pretty good. So,
well, I know with the Marvel Zombies side that's coming out and the Hero of Resistance, the bases on those are more have detail like than the standard flat base that these are.
Yeah, these are just flat bases. They don't have like a scenic stand or anything like that. Marvel United does. Marvel Zombies does. So these are just regular dice. You can hear that regular dice jingle there. So, but yeah,
nice roll.
Yeah, it was actually a really nice roll. Never while you're playing.
No.
Never while you're playing. Just ones and twos when you play.
So that's the Gears and Guns. We have some of the cards.
Yeah. So again, these are the common weapons here. Twin barrel tomahawk, more water, Winchester, chainsaw. Is this I can't remember. Is this a standalone expansion?
It's not a standalone expansion.
Okay.
You do need the base game just because you're going to have the dashboard and the other player tracking information, as well as the walkers and everything else that you'll need in your typical Zombicide game. But I believe it is meant to be the items won't thematically work necessarily if you're not using the engineer class.
Okay.
Or Steam, because they need some of that.
So these are classified as inventions. So you got the Type Alpha body armor, Type B-52 armor, Brawler gloves. So Marvel marksman goggles. So yeah, a lot of different cool things on here. So, and then did you talk about the Abomination?
No, I've not mentioned it yet. His special ability.
The steam monster. When the steam monster enters a zone, any steam nozzles in it are broken. So the zone is usually differentiated by the inside the building, the separate rooms, and then they're marked off by these wood planks on the tiles. So it's like that would be the steam nozzle, I believe.
Yes.
Here, so as soon as he goes from here to here, he
It would break, and then you wouldn't be able to use or get more steam from.
And we of course got our bounty weapons: the tumbling pistol, clockwork rifle, a regular Frontier Industries rifle, patriotic saber, Maz troubleshooter, and the Revolium pistol. So, all right, so those are pretty nice there. Oh, we didn't go through the actual characters. So you got Anthony as a brawler, Bonnie the townsfolk, Thaddeus the gunslinger, Gene the engineer, Nora the townsfolk, Lee the gunslinger, and then a bunch of engineers: Leonard, Marilyn, Nicholas, and Richard. Warport Richard. And then we already went through the book there. So
campaign guide.
And then I'm not going to go through them, but like you said, these are the various.
They're mission specific, so
Okay.
we don't want to spoil anything.
Okay, yeah, you're right. They are. So yeah, we'll just put those off to. They think they go in here, right?
Yep,
Is
they're
that-
in that deeper well.
I'm trying to think we did put the well. How that works, because all this stuff was
And then the cards were on top.
cards. Were
Those
on
cards
top.
were on top.
Opening up the next thing.
Yeah, I figure since we just did the, and before you put that back in the box, if you want to show the kind of the side of the inner box has different of the characters that are in it. The base game had the same thing. Going through.
I apparently was just too impatient.
I don't blame you. Lots to go through.
Yes.
So
And I realized that something goes here. Then I
the
gotta.
dice were
Is that the dice?
inside, I believe.
All right. If you wanna go through those extras, steampunk extras, while we're sitting here with us.
So this was all the stretch goals and everything unlocked for this particular campaign expansion. And as you can see on the cover there, that is clearly Doc Brown and Marty McFly in there.
It's Doc Umber and Calvin. Don't want anybody to get sued.
Yeah,
uh,
but so this one just comes with 9 survivors and 9 ID cards with a few and 2 item cards. So we'll show those item cards out. You might recognize one of them being from properties mentioned before.
properties mentioned before. All right.
I believe all of these are going to be more either gunslingers or engineers, and with 1 townsfolk and brawler. No, the faithful seem to be the least appearance so far, and the little knife for the tape on the.
Yes. There you go. All right. So for the extras, as far as the cards go, we've got Lord Forsaken, which I'm pretty sure is from
Wild Wild West.
yes, the movie. Violet, not sure where she came in. Calvin, Calvin Klein, Gunslinger, and then Doc Umber, the engineer, of course. Snake Eyes and Jeans. Not from Three Amigos.
No,
not at all.
No similarity at all.
Don't know where Old Cuss is supposed to be from, or Zhao. And then Dottie. So I know they kind of talked about, like, if you read through the comments through the Kickstarter, you knew every time they posted a new character where they were coming from, for the most part, but or what it's supposed to be a parody of.
Yeah.
But
it was fun watching people's since I actually backed the campaign and everything. It was fun watching people as the things came out, who they thought or the different.
Mm-hmm. I paid attention to the campaign, so don't think I didn't like. I saw it and I was like, eh.
Yeah.
I kept up with it. I think like until like the hour
of
I was like, it was debating until I honestly think the way this worked, if I remember correctly, like the day this campaign ended, because they stealth announced like months prior Marvel United X-Men, and I grew up only reading X-Men comics in the late early to mid 90s and past that. So I definitely like that was gonna be my game essentially, and I think the day after, either the day after they either announced Marvel United X-Men or they announced Masters of the Universe, which again, growing up in the 80s, that was one of my favorite shows. So
I don't blame you. I didn't back Masters because I knew you were, so whenever that one might arrive.
But how many things have we both backed at the same time?
There's been a couple that we've both gotten.
Yes. By the way, we both backed Marvel Zombies, the actual Kickstarter. One of us did not back Galactus, and
I went ahead and got Galactus because at the time I had the extra money and thought I had extra space in the house. But then more games show up, and we'll see when it actually shows up what happens with it. But we'll at least try and do an unboxing here.
We'll definitely play through it. Just gotta figure out how to do that with the camera.
So yeah. So this is the special guest artist did a few survivors. I guess it's a common theme for the Zombicide games that they bring in. Because I know with Marvel Zombies, there's a special guest edition.
They did it with. I know they did season
2 had.
Well, no, the second edition of regular Zombicide had a guest artist edition and whatnot. So it seems to be a theme with like their zombie themed stuff. So again, all these miniatures are very well crafted, very well put together. And some of them you can kind of see like where the parts are, the part separations are. But overall, for the most part, these are very nice miniatures.
So in this one, we have Lucan, Madison, Lilla, Sable, Coulson, Mr. Gray, Maurice, Zeb, and Sheriff Hale.
Nice. I think this goes on top. All right, I have the Long Dead Walkers over here. I don't know what else we have in the.
So we have the Long Dead Walkers, which were a they added to kind of give some variation to the zombies. I believe you can only kill these ones because they are long dead with melee actions. So you're going to have to get up close and personal to stomp these bones. And all it is 3 different sculpts and 5 of each. To just kind of add variety to your Undead or Alive game. Want to open that up? I'll start.
Let's look at the pretty art on the back. Alright, so let's get these 15 Long Dead Walker miniatures plus 8 zombie cards plus 1 rule leaflet. Alright, there is rule leaflet right there. It is literally just a leaflet. There's no back, all in front. Long Dead Walkers follow only these rules. Deal damage dealt 1 to eliminate damage 1 and to adrenaline provide 1 point. So There's the cards. I'm assuming these are just the spawn cards.
Yeah.
We can open them up and see what's
Different about them.
if anything.
And these are in a lighter gray, I believe, than the others, just to help you non-painters differentiate
Differentiate what's what.
what's what once it's all on the board.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got way too many things to paint. I've covered it in other unboxing videos. I can see all the things I haven't painted. Like some things are hidden, some things are not. Yeah, long dead walkers. These are these spawn cards. These are again, the scale here is based on your XP in the game, and there's nothing really specific about these.
For if someone leaps ahead of everybody else, it kind of hurts the party.
I don't know why they take this part. All right, so we'll kind of go in there and see it. You can't really see it that well there, but they do have the 3 different sculpts there. So, yeah, 1, 2 are definitely zombies. 1 looks more like a skeleton walking around. Oh yeah, long dead. Yeah, they're all skeletons according to the artwork. So,
again, just to add some variation to your zombie killing.
No more flesh, just bones. So, I feel like that knife is possessed. It keeps coming after us.
It is going a little bit.
We haven't shown any of these up close. The camera's really not focusing in on them, but so let's nope, it's not gonna do it. That's why I normally use the other camera, but that's fine. Maybe we'll intersperse a shot later on. But so yeah, these are again just 3 different sculpts, 15 miniatures, so they don't have like any major differentiation. They're very well done, I will say.
Being just bones.
For some reason, I'm getting like a Pirates of the Caribbean like ride vibe from these.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. Just like I feel like these would be next to your boat as you're like sailing through.
Well,
So
pirates, skull and crossbones, and these are just walking bones.
yo ho ho! Imagine if they did a pirate Zombicide. How would you even do that?
That would be
Difficult to do.
very difficult to do. I guess it would mostly be in like a port, Tortuga possibly.
Yeah, like it'd have to be a whole thing. I don't know if you could be able to do that, but
I'm sure they thought about it.
I'm sure. So, all right. I'm interested to see what is the next one after this because it's going to be announced probably at some point.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, long dead walkers. So
next is moved to the other abominations that came with, and they are the Abominape and Crocosaur.
Abominape and Crocosaur.
No relations to certain big name movie monsters.
Nope, not at all.
That may or may not have had a movie around the time of this being on Kickstarter.
Yeah, so got one side of leaflets for the Crocosaur, one side is for the Abominape, and these are huge. So there's their cards right there. We can take these out.
Yes.
Because
see what their special.
There we go. Crocosaur Abomination. Its attacks deal 2 wounds. That's rough. Roll a die. Whenever the Crocosaur would be eliminated on a 4+, it survives. You may throw 2 sticks of dynamite at it with the same action to ignore this rule. And then the Abominape can attack at range 0-1. The first attack it makes snatches the target survivor. Instead, the survivor is removed from the board until the Abominape is eliminated. See special rules, which are on this leaflet. So that is that. And remove this thing here and untape it so we can get a closer look at
2 sculpts.
Yep. So there's your Abominape first. I think it doesn't even have a base. It is that heavy.
Neither of them have bases.
So there is the Abominape right there. very, very, very detailed miniature. And there is the Crocosaur. A lot lighter the Crocosaur is than that one. If you want to chomp, 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 chomp. Should have had a breath weapon for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, but yes, this is a very, very nice expansion.
Definitely add some difficulty.
Add some flavor.
So we're down to the last two boxes. We have the stretch goal box. Then we have the Lone Horse pack.
I'll open up the Lone Horse. So we'll save the stretch goal box for last there.
So while you're closing that up, I'll go ahead and open up the Lone Horse box. Again, kind of showed it earlier, just a plain white box to store the unnecessary plastic horses to go with your Running Wild expansion while they are dismounted. There.
Alright, so Lone Horse pack. This
It opens at the top.
Yeah, it just opens at the top. Slides out like unlike every other box. Come on. I hate when these get stuck. Come on, box. Don't you know we're filming something?
Yeah. Don't let the box win.
Don't let the box win. Alright, and those are
looks like two different sculpts.
Two different sculpts. The differentiation is going to be if you is painting the is painting them. So again, if you are a mini painter and you are not backlogged on multiple games, you can basically use the art from the tokens and whatnot, try to guesstimate the best way to. And so we got the 6 horses that are, or 3 horses that are kind of look like they're getting some water there. They'll have a different number. Nope, all number 162, and then 161 is the horse sitting upright. So the nun on the donkey, did she have an extra donkey in there? I didn't see it.
She did not have a extra donkey. It was just her figure and then her riding the donkey. There was
That's a crime.
They definitely did us fans a disservice by not including a separate donkey.
Did you have a token in there? I didn't actually see the
No,
box.
there was no token.
There's no token.
It was
to get off the donkey.
It was just her ID card.
Come on.
Which had a little bit of her backstory on it. But now the what some people might have been waiting for.
The main event.
The stretch goals.
Ooh.
All the wonderful extra goodies that you come to expect in a CMON campaign with a nice pretty box art compared to some stretch goal boxes. As the survivor kind of walking into the saloon and all the undead.
So, like, I like how the undead are like drinking here. This one's like plastered somehow. Yeah. He's on the ground.
You know, well, I'm sure his tolerance level is not like it used to be.
Lightweight. That one's got a hole in its head from a gunshot. That's great. All right, so put that over yonder. Oh, we'll put it over here. We need the room.
Yes.
We need the room. So, all right. So we got the rules here. Rules booklet for, I'm assuming, all the various abominations. Yes, so
there's, I believe, 13 total in the stretch goals, which again add to that replayability.
And doesn't he have like
three different? He has 3 different abilities, kind of, and each one has a different head.
Okay.
Kind of going off of the trickster motif of the mythos of legends.
And I know I never saw it, but I know the Cactus Queen. They never revealed
a
miniature.
sculpt in the campaign. They just said that they were going to add a Cactus Queen.
Yeah, it was like the last stretch goal or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So we'll put the rules off to the side here, and I'll grab these. I'll start opening these if you want to go through all the different
Layers of plastic.
layers of plastic. Yes.
So thankfully, there's one here. It's gonna be the survivors and all the variant peoples that they may or may not have ripped off of different intellectual properties.
No, they would never have done that.
Then the other layer is going to be the abominations and the extra walkers, again to add variety too. But then the side of this box has different characters and the different classes. It looks like got your faithful on this there with the green. I believe those are the gunslingers. With the gray, the blue is the townsfolk, and then the red are the brawler. And then the back of the box kind of has a bigger detail of everything. There's the different abominations, but you want to see the plastic. So while my friend Eric goes through the cards, I'll take the knife and open the.
These are it says from Cool Mini or not, so we will look at the Cool Minis. Apparently that's on shipped today. All right, so we got the cards for, and again, I'm not sure what these are all referencing to for the most part. Some of them are obvious because they did take from this historical figures and whatnot in here as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Grayson the Gunslinger, Reigns, Kopehi, I'm assuming, Itza, Sister Grace, Preacher Hall, Father Winston, Father Luke. So we had a bunch of faithful here right away.
Yes.
Tilly, Professor Fletcher, Billy the Kid, obviously historical, Butch Cassidy. Got Hank. Hank's on there.
Yeah.
Doc Holliday, Jesse James, Wild Bill Hickok, Sheriff Earp, Wyatt Earp, Weiser, Charles, Mika, the Nameless. That's Clint Eastwood, right?
One of his roles.
Yep. Miguel Woods was over there. Eli Wolf. Pretty sure that's I cannot remember his name. Jamie Foxx. No, not Jamie Foxx. Yeah, Django. April, Rusty, Maybell, Garth, Rob, Janie, Clint, not Clint Eastwood, Hobbs. Is that Leonardo DiCaprio's in the Django?
I believe so.
Okay. Lilith Martin, Earl, Vina, Monica, Benji, Bloody Mary, Ruby, Trips, Connie, Kristoff, the Judge. I think that's Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I
or
believe,
something like that.
Yeah, I believe that's supposed to be her representation, and then Sheriff Mittens. Which
Sheriff
I pulled
Mittens.
the miniature out here.
Bernie Sanders. I mean, not Bernie Sanders. No, not at all. Sheriff Mittens. That's great. Is it Chaya? Chai? I don't know where the pronunciations are for that. So, but townsfolk. Desbra. Nabai.
Dancy.
Dazani. And Deswood. So those are all the different characters, and again, as you're seeing as I'm flipping them over, it does have the main rule for their class ability on here, and does color code on the back as well as to which
class they are.
Yeah. No steampunks in here because they're all in the other box. Correct.
No steampunks, no engineers, just the core 4 classes. Again, you're going to probably see the most faithful in the stretch goals compared to the others. So if you're...
I will say it's one of the things I like slightly more with Marvel Zombies is that these abilities on here, do you unlock these as you're leveling up, and then but they don't. You have to refer like I mean some of these are +1 free range action. That's self-explanatory. I understand that. The dual expert is not on the back of this card. The fanning is on the back of the card, but the dual expert is not. I think Marvel Zombies does put down like what each ability does, so you're not having to reference that. Yeah. So I think most Zombicide games had it like this. So Marvel Zombies is going to be the first one to do that. But regardless, a lot of character variety. Do you think we can get through all this?
I don't think we will actually play as every single survivor. We will probably get through most of the abominations, except for maybe either of the two movie reference ones that are a little bit bigger. Just because I don't think I want to fight both. One or the other would be enough. But we'll see how it goes.
So you know for a fact there's probably like a achievement list online for this.
Oh, definitely.
And it's probably on there.
I'm sure. But the nice thing about achievement lists for board games is it's only you who would know. And it's not shared by your friends on your gamer list. Or whatever platform.
Unless we decide to make content of it.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Alright.
Here's some of the different extra walker sculpts. Got different. Just again, to add varieties, they're mostly just walkers, no runners or brutes or anything like that.
Right, and some of them are listed in here. So yeah, like the daily dual house rules. Because a lot of these were
stretch
not
goals.
Well, some of them were stretch goals, some of them were daily unlocks. So because I think like some of the abominations were more daily unlocks, not necessarily stretch goals. The stretch goals, I feel like a lot of the stretch goals were mostly the survivors you're playing as, not the abominations, and some of them probably were, but
the abominations were kind of sprinkled in. It was definitely a lot more. From what I've heard about this particular Zombicide, it's definitely more heavy on the survivor side for variation, as opposed to the zombie side of variation.
The zombie side of Zombicide.
Yeah.
Great Trickster, Cactus Queen. Yeah, so one of the characters has a specific bow.
Yes.
Used by does but escalation range. So that's cool. All right, so let's take a look at some of those. These again, we're not going to go through every single one of them just because I'm realizing how long this video is going anyway. But you do have all the quick rules for the different characters. Who is this?
That is Wendigo.
The Wendigo is wrong. Well, let's go all the way back to the Cactus Queen here. When the Cactus Queen is eliminated, each actor within range 0 to 1 and line of sight suffers damage 1. The survivor earns all AP. So, which I think is what they use for XP. Let's see. Let me find the Wendigo. Make sure that is the Wendigo. I thought it was different looking. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. That is the Wendigo. As long as the Wendigo is on the board, survivors roll 1 less die for their combat actions with a minimum of 1 still. So, yeah, let me take a look at this. Yeah.
Definitely a big guy.
Claw.
We have the Trickster. He has a couple different heads to represent his different forms. Got kind of a crow, maybe a raven, vulture. Then there's a rabbit.
There's a rabbit.
And the coyote, wolf.
And that was the Cactus Queen. Talked about a minute ago. Let's find that Wendigo. As long as okay, I already said that one. The roll on the side. Yeah, I think the melting pot was who I was thinking for the Wendigo. I don't know why, or I was thinking of Marvel's Wendigo.
Yeah. Marvel's Wendigo is definitely unique.
Nice. So, how do I go back in there?
Kind of
Like that.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the thing has a
little bit of a
notch to not
keep
crush
it.
All right. So, yeah, this smaller deck is going to be all the Abomination cards. I'd have to look through the rules. I don't think similar to other ones. I don't think these are the spawn cards. I think because they'll have to have the same back, and it's just as Abomination. So basically, you're going to shuffle all the different Abominations into a deck. And then once you actually draw the Abomination, like spawn card, you go
then
through the
you'll
deck and
spawn
find one.
Abomination that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you're not.
All right. So as we put this away, that is everything. Everything? Did we miss anything?
That was everything that I got with my pledge level.
All right.
Again, I didn't get the extra dice or tile set or the 7 to 12 player expansion just because I don't have 12 friends I could probably get to table this with me.
Yeah.
Let alone 7.
Well, table it at one time because we have a lot of people that we know that do play board games. It's just we are all at the stage of we all have a bunch of kids and family that it takes us forever. I haven't seen we haven't actually been able to play a game together in months. Like it sucks because we always talk to each other and be like, hey, yeah, we're gonna play this game. We never do, and then I feel like a terrible person because we never play. But then I don't see anybody. So
yeah, it's not like he's gaming behind my back, so I don't feel bad.
No, I'd never do that. So, all right. So that was the Kickstarter all-in pledge for Zombicide, Undead, or Alive. Comment down below with what your favorite character is from the game, either Abomination, Survivor, whatnot. We're gonna hope to do soon some gameplay. It will. I'm gonna say it's gonna be after the holidays because this video is being filmed prior to Christmas 2022, even though this video is probably not going to go out until January 2023. So there's no other real holidays besides, Groundhog Day, best holiday ever, to worry about. So
we could just play Zombicide over and over again.
We could just do that as long as they're not sick of it.
Hey.
But yeah, so comment below with what your favorite characters from the game, and favorite survivor, favorite abomination, favorite thing that's going to kill us when we play, as well as suggestions. Again, I have, other than a couple rounds of Marvel Zombies Heroes Resistance that I have played, I've actually never sat down with a Zombicide game. So give suggestions as to what we should start with in this game. In this box, not in this box necessarily. We can start with the core naturally, but some of the stuff that you'd want us to see us take on in that.
I've also not played a Zombicide before. This is my first. And of course, as soon as the pledge manager closed for it, they announced Marvel Zombie. But yeah, so I'm getting both.
There we go. So, but yeah, so please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know we're gonna have other various unboxings and gameplay videos. I've been Eric.
I'm Jake.
And thank you for watching. Have a good one.